I'm wondering about sex and parenthood from a man's perspective, but mainly. I'm wondering how many children born today were planned from the beginning, were they intended to be produced, and how many children are born incidentally and they were not intended by the man perspective I'm thinking of. I'm thinking that I'm wondering why nature has made sex so attractive, so appealing, so enjoyable. It seems obvious that nature has made it this way, so it's not like it's just a chore, like doing the ironing or exercising. It's an enjoyable, exciting activity which men pursue with vigour. And I think nature has made it this way to ensure that children result, even where the children are not intended to be produced. So nature has created a situation where a man doesn't have control of his fertility, and it's solely up to the woman to decide if pregnancy occurs. So a man can only ask, but a man has no control over his ability to enable a woman to become pregnant. Condoms are not enough to have control. I don't know why there isn't a male pill, for example, equivalent to a female pill to control fertility. And I'm hopeful that this will happen one day. So it is the case that women control fertility, they control the production of children. And I'm wondering how many children who were born, how many were intended from before conception to be produced, and how many were incidental and forced upon the man by a woman's choice. It would be very interesting to know if a father planned his children from before conception. And there might be data on this on the internet. I will have a look. But it would be very interesting to know from men of how many children who were born, how many were planned, and how many were forced upon the man. So I think it's an interesting question to wonder. My initial thought before investigation is that I suspect that most children who were born were not actually intended. I think many were accepted, and I suspect that most children were possibly not planned from before conception. That's my suspicion, but I'll need to look and see what I can find out. The basic fact, I suppose, is that men do not have control of their fertility, as women have had since, I don't know, 1960 or whenever. I think the ability of men to control their fertility is something that should be developed with some kind of pill or whatever. An equivalent male pill, maybe. Well, I can hope, I suppose.